Welcome to another episode of Knowledge is Power, where we come here to give you expert advice to help you to become self-efficient. Today's topic is about weight loss and fat loss. Okay, as a woman over 40, we are starting to come to the stage that whatever we've been doing before, it isn't working. And you find that it's a lot more challenging to understand your body. It's a lot more challenging to actually work out what works and what doesn't. So why suffer alone and in silence? I have someone who is an expert in her field, have over like 16 years experience in what she does. And I'm so grateful to have her coming back onto our stage again. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and to chat with all of you. So really quick, I'm going to share my screen and we will just get started. So give me 1 second here as I get ready to share my screen.
Yep, we can see that.
Perfect. All right. So today, as Martha said, we're going to talk all about how to eat more food to lose fat in our 40s and beyond. And I know that sounds crazy and it sounds like something that you've probably never heard before or something that we shouldn't be doing, but this actually works. So hang with me as I dive into why eating more food will actually help you to lose fat in your 40s and beyond. So a little bit about myself. My name is Lisa Holtan. I'm a nutrition coach, a personal trainer, and a faster way to fat loss coach. I have been in the health and fitness field for 16 years now. 5 of those years, I did own a gym, which I will say I do miss that community and building up those over 200 members that I had. It was a fun time in my life and in that community. And since then, I have coached thousands of women personally on nutrition coaching, specifically 40 and older. And I help you to balance your hormones so that you can feel your best and lose that belly fat. So what we're going to dive into today is why cardio is not the answer to burning fat. We're also going to talk about, is your low calorie, low carbohydrate diet causing more harm than good? Are you self-sabotaging? And how to break free from that diet cycle. Now, before I jump in, if anyone has any questions watching live, you can locate the chat box and put it in the comment or chat section. Otherwise, at the end of this, I will do a Q&A if you have questions. If you're watching the recording, you can reach out to me to ask any questions you have. All right, so this is my before and after picture. So the picture on the left is me doing 2 workouts a day and eating very low calorie. The picture on the right, as you can see, my stomach is much more toned. Everything's a little bit leaner. That is 1 30-minute workout 5 days a week. And I'm actually eating more food in that picture in the right. So learning how to eat for your body not only changed my life, but it will change your life. And these are just a few testimonials from some of my current clients that I have. They don't have to worry about what to eat when they go out because they know what to choose and they enjoy the food. Their pants are fitting looser. It's 1 week into the program, but they are already less bloated. They have more energy. And most of the women I work with don't realize how amazing they are as a person. And gaining control of your health actually will help you realize what you are capable of. I think as females, we don't realize how amazing we are and the potential that we have. And when you feel your best, it's not about the scale weight. It's when you feel your best, you can truly accomplish so much more and you can be the best version of yourself for not only you, but for everyone else around you. All right, so you're doing all the things, right? You're exercising, you're eating healthy. So why can't you lose weight? So we're going to dive into this. So if you are someone who's eating the diet food, but you still crave chips bread, or ice cream? Is that you? Do you log what seems like endless hours on the treadmill, but the scale won't budge? Or maybe when you feel tired and low energy, you reach for the candy bar for that little afternoon boost. So do any of those seem like they're you all the time? Some of the times, yeah. Well, let's dive in and find out why this is happening. Okay, so cardio is not the answer anymore. And here's why. When we get into our 40s, our hormones are at different levels than they were in our 20s and 30s. We have a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is a fat storing hormone located in the belly. Its job is to store belly fat and to protect the internal organs when it feels under stress. Your cortisol goes higher when you're in perimenopause and menopause because the body's hormones are fluctuating at such a deep level and rate that the cortisol hormone goes up because it feels like the body is under stress. During this time in our life, we normally have children, we normally have aging parents, we have a job, or we have a business we're running, we have coworkers to deal with, as well as family drama, and all sorts of other things in between. This stress also raises that cortisol level. So if you have high stress and then your hormones are not balanced, your cortisol level is going to be very high, which means it's going to store all of that fat. You're trying to lose weight, so you do more cardio. But cardio places more stress on the body, causing that cortisol level to go up even more. So this is kind of a vicious cycle people get into of more cardio, low calories, more cardio, low calories. That places additional stress on the body, raising that cortisol level even higher, making it very hard, if not impossible, to lose that belly fat. Number 2, you're not eating enough food. By not eating enough calories, you cause your body to hold onto fat. Not only does it place excess stress on the body does not know when it's going to get food next. So our body still behaves kind of like caveman days. So it's going to hold on to all of that fat to protect itself and to give you energy because it's not sure when it's going to get fed next. This is what happens when you, over years and years in time, you continually to eat low calorie diets. If you're always restricting calories, your body is never sure when the next food is going to come. Because even though we can eat cookies any time of the day, our gut does not know that. Our body does not know that. So not eating enough food or not eating enough of a certain macronutrient will make it harder for you to lose weight as we get older. Now, in order to balance your hormones to allow for that cortisol level to decrease and allow for that belly fat to come off, carbohydrates are your friends. So if you're eating a low carb diet and you're not seeing the results you want, it's because you need those carbs in order for your body to function properly and your hormones to level out and function properly. So what should we be eating? We should be eating a balanced plate of carbs, fiber, fat, and protein. So I listed here some tips. So protein would be animal sources, protein powder, tofu, edamame. Carbohydrate sources are going to be fruit, veggies, rice, oatmeal, quinoa. Fats are going to be foods like olives, avocado, nuts, and peanut butter. And then make sure that you're eating enough food. Okay, a lot of people eat 1,200 calories. That's not even enough food for a toddler. So make sure you're eating enough food to fuel your body so that it feels satisfied and allows for that fat loss to happen. So let's talk really quick about balancing your hormones. as we get into perimenopause, most people hit perimenopause about 10 years prior to menopause. The average female that hits menopause is age 53, which means at about age 43, you're entering perimenopause. And so let's talk really quick about what that looks like. Perimenopause symptoms are going to be things like hot flashes, night sweats. Your menstrual cycle might get heavier. You'll have migraines or intense headaches. Your cycle will get shorter together. So instead of maybe 28 days, it's all of a sudden 21 days. Your cycle might go longer. So instead of maybe going 5 days, it goes 7 to 10 days all of a sudden. Your cycle might be infrequent, meaning it doesn't come every 28 days. These are all signs of perimenopause. Now, all of these signs, just because they might be common among a lot of us, does not mean that they're normal. These are not normal signs for the body. What these signs are showing us is our hormones are not balanced. Our body is not happy with us. So here are some tips and tricks to balancing your hormones. Number one, something called carb cycling. This is what I do with my clients that are in perimenopause and menopause. Carb cycling is basically a way to cycle how many carbs you're eating in a day paired with your exercise to help teach your body to burn fat as fuel instead of carbohydrates as fuel. Intermittent fasting is another really great tool to help balance hormones. Intermittent fasting is not a weight loss tool. It is a longevity tool and a tool to help balance hormones. That's the piece most people get wrong. Most people think I'll skip breakfast, I'll eat lunch and supper and lose weight. That's not what intermittent fasting is. Again, intermittent fasting is a tool to help with longevity and balancing your hormones. Another way to balance your hormones is making sure you are eating the right ratio of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and you have sleep and stress management. Sleep and stress management is very important for this stage of our life, and so we will talk about that in another slide. All right, let's go through self-sabotage. I know most of us self-sabotage at some time, right? Might not be with your diet, maybe it's with your job or a relationship, but let's kind of talk about what self-sabotaging can look like when you're on your health journey. So I want you to think about, how do you talk to yourself in the mirror? So when you see yourself, do you say, oh my gosh, my thighs are huge, I'm fat, I look disgusting, this outfit is horrible on me, how come I can't lose weight? Is that how you talk to yourself in the mirror? If that is how you talk to yourself in the mirror, you're going to have a very hard time getting healthy or losing weight, because you're already self-sabotaging yourself just by the words that you say. So how can you change how you talk to yourself in the mirror? So I want you to think to yourself, what are some things I could say? Instead of saying, my thighs are huge, you could say, my strong legs have carried me through life's difficulties, or this stomach or these stretch marks have carried 3 children, or maybe this outfit just isn't the best fit for me. Sometimes as women, we have to realize this. Not all clothes are meant for our bodies, okay? Something that maybe would look good on Martha might not look good on me. And that doesn't mean that my body is bad or that your body is bad. You just maybe need a different cut or a different style or a different size. And that's okay. I have 4 different pant sizes in my closet and somehow they all fit. How does a size 0 and a size 8 all fit me at the same size I am right now? That doesn't make sense. but it's because it's how women's clothing is manufactured. So don't let the clothing size or what that style or fit is on you determine how you think of yourself. All right, so when you miss a workout or when you eat ice cream, what are the words you say to yourself? Because those are the words that are on repeat in your head, and those are the words we might need to change before you can get healthy. Because our thoughts become our words, which then become our belief. So what do you believe about you and your health? How can we reframe our thoughts? There's a simple method. I believe Gabby Bernstein teaches this, but it's the stop, choose again, and repeat method. So basically what that means, if you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you start to say something negative, you stop and recognize what you're saying. You choose again, meaning you say something positive about yourself, and then you repeat that cycle of stop, choose again, until you get into a positive habit of only talking about positive things about yourself. And then mantras can be very inspiring to a lot of people. So, maybe every morning before you get out of bed, your mantra is, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am healthy. If you continue to repeat your positive mantra over and over again, it's what you will come to believe. And what we come to believe is what we become. All right, so let's talk about the all or nothing mindset. This one is big. I talk with my clients about this all the time. The all or nothing mindset is basically meaning you are living in the extreme. So you are either a failure or you're a success. But that's not true, right? We don't want to live in that all or nothing mindset. I like to say we want to live in the gray zone. And the gray zone does not mean you're either a failure or a success. The gray zone means you're learning. And we're going to celebrate our wins, and we're going to celebrate the things that didn't go well because we're learning from that as well. But we are living in the gray zone. We're learning and we're enjoying the journey. If you have an all or nothing mindset, you have something that I call the Amazon effect, which is you want immediate results. You want to lose those 50 pounds tomorrow. And if you don't, the diet doesn't work and you're going to give up. But that's not working for you, nor has it worked for you in the past. And the reason it doesn't work for you is because you need to start to enjoy the journey. You need to learn to enjoy learning about your body. You need to enjoy finding a workout routine you like, whether it's strength training or dancing or swimming. You need to learn to enjoy learning about different foods and what food makes you feel good, what food maybe doesn't make you feel good, so that you are more equipped to make better choices in the future. So in order to get out of this all or nothing mindset, I want you to practice being in the present. So practice being in right now, today, watching this video. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It's not going to matter what happens tomorrow. Your focus is on right here and right now. When we can practice being in the present, not only will you feel so much better, but your cortisol level will decrease. So that stress hormone will go down, allowing for belly fat loss to happen. And I want you to focus on how you feel. I think right now, a lot of us are disconnected to our bodies and we're just going through the motions and we don't actually know how we feel. So how do you feel when you eat your supper? How do you feel when you eat certain foods? I want you to start getting back in tune with your mind in that gut connection. What gives you energy? What workouts don't give you energy? Even how do you feel around certain people? Who lights you up and who brings you down? Those are the things we need to learn and practice in order to get out of the all or nothing mindset so that we can become healthy, not only in our bodies, but in our mindset as well. Okay, I'm going to stop right here for just a second and talk about sleep and stress, because that is very important to those of us in our 40s and older. So, sleep. We do need to prioritize our sleep as we get older, because when we sleep, that's when our muscles recover from our workouts during the day. But sleep is also when our hormones kind of rebalance themselves from the day. So sleep is very important to hormonal health and to muscle recovery. So I like to tell my clients to try to get at least 7 hours of sleep. Some things that can help you is to create a nighttime routine, and that does not need to take 2 hours. It just needs to take 5 minutes. Okay. Maybe you write down 3 things you're grateful for before going to bed at night. Maybe you do a couple stretches before going to bed at night. Maybe you read a book. Maybe you listen to some music. But you do need to do something to signal to your body that it's time to settle down and go to sleep. So you can choose what works for you. For stress management, we all need to learn to lower that cortisol level and lower the stress in our life. So I'm going to give you one tip that you can implement right now that will not add any more stress to your life. And this is what it is. Do something you enjoy for 10 minutes every day. Research has shown if you do something you enjoy for 10 minutes every day, it can drastically decrease that cortisol level and decrease your risk of cardiovascular disease. So when I say do 10 minutes of something you enjoy every day, that could be talking to a friend, listening to music, reading a book, playing with your puppy, playing with your kids. It could be a workout, going on a walk. It can be anything that you enjoy, playing an instrument. Whatever lights you up, do that for 10 minutes every day, and you will start to feel your stress reduce, and you will start to feel better. When we are not so high strung and stressed out, it's easier to make healthy choices. It's easier to get a workout in. It's easier to be happy and positive. All right. So here's just some testimonials from some of my clients. This was after 3 months for each of them. So how different could you feel after just 1 month? Or what about after 6 months? Because the time will pass anyways. So don't beat yourself up that you didn't start on your health journey 10 years ago, because it's different now anyways. It's all about being in the present. And what can you do today to feel your healthiest and live your best life? So you always have 2 choices, right? You can try and keep doing this on your own, trying all the fad diets, staying in that same loop of trying and failing. Or you can work with a coach, you can use a proven system, and you can commit to yourself and your health. And if you're interested in that, I would love to be your coach and help work with you on that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to chime in now. Or you can put them in the chat box. I'll stop the share. If you're watching on a replay, you can either put them below, your questions below, or reach out to me.
That was a really good presentation. I love the fact that you explained that we can still eat, because I find that a lot of people will have this thinking, if they are on a diet, they cannot eat.
Yeah, a lot of people think they have to eat, broccoli and chicken, or they can't go out to their favorite restaurant, and that's just not true. Actually, if you eat a balanced plate and you eat enough food for your body, you will feel satisfied and you'll start to lose that weight, and you can still enjoy your favorite restaurant meals, or your favorite happy hours, or glass of wine. But it's all about making sure everything is balanced and you're getting enough food in most women just don't eat enough food and they don't realize that.
So what are some of the most challenge that you like from the people that you have worked with? What are their biggest challenge to actually take that first step?
The biggest challenge to taking the first step is having faith that actually eating more food will help them to lose weight, because that's scary. And that was scary for me too, when I knew I needed to eat more, but I was afraid as well, because we're taught to eat less food. But as we get older, our body and our hormones need food in order to function properly. So eat more food. And by more food, I don't mean eat like 2 Big Macs from, McDonald's or something. I mean, have have oatmeal with berries and almond milk and protein powder. Or I'm trying to think, what I had for supper tonight was 8 ounces of a chicken breast. I had roasted Brussels sprouts and quinoa with a curry dressing. So I like that. You don't have to like chicken, that's fine. But I'm just saying, I'm not over here eating a little salad every single day. Okay. So, turkey chili, things like that are all appropriate. And just knowing how much to eat for your body is the key.
That sounds wonderful because it does sounds like that is better than eating like a rabbit. So that's actually really, really good. So can you take us to the process of like, so when someone decided to reach out to you, so what do they expect?
Yes. So it is a 6-week program that we start with, and it's personalized nutrition. So I personalize all your nutrition for you. You also get meal guides and recipes that you can choose to use or choose not to use. You do get training and education. So we learn something different every week. I do use different strategies with my clients based on what your goals are and what where you're at. So we might do carb cycling, we might do intermittent fasting. The personalized nutrition is the breakdown of carbs, proteins, and fats. So you learn all of that. And then you do get access to 30-minute at-home workouts or gym workouts that you can do. And it's all accessible via an app.
That sounds a lot easier to actually go in. Is there any other things that like our audience should actually know before they're signing up to a health program like this?
I think the biggest thing is just trusting the whole process. So putting your faith in that coach, and that can be hard, especially if you don't know that person, or maybe you've never worked with them before. But I would say most coaches, and I'm saying this just because I've been in the field for so many years and I know a lot of coaches, we are coaches because we know the struggle you're in. We've been through that struggle, and we don't want you to struggle. We want to teach you how to be healthy. My goal is not for you to work with me for the next 16 years. That's not my goal. I mean, I would love it, but that's not my goal. My goal is to teach you how to have lifelong health so that you can learn how to do this on your own, right? That's ultimately what a good coach does. You shouldn't have to rely on me for the rest of your life. I should give you all of that knowledge and education, teach you how to, eat for your body, how you should feel, how we listen to our body, and then you go out and do that on your own. So it starts as a 6-week program. You can stay with me month to month for however long you want. Most clients end up staying 1 to 2 years, and then they're good to go. And they might do a one-on-one check-in with me every once in a while.
That sounds good. That sounds good. So, like, how do people reach out to you? So, for people who are listening to this on our podcast.
Yes. So if you want to learn more about the 6-week program, I know that Martha has a link and she can probably drop that below. So you can drop that below. You can learn more about the program there. If you want to ask me any questions, you can find me on Instagram at Lisa Holtan, Holtan. And you can always join my email list for all sorts of recipes, tips, and tricks. And that's at lisaholtan.com.
That sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Lisa, for joining us today on this wonderful presentation. Because it talking to you, it actually opened my minds up from what I feel losing weight is. And it's like everyone, when they talk about losing weight, it sounds so painful for someone like us. And I'm like, oh my God, like, is there a more less painful way that I can get the result? And not like eating like a rabbit or having to starve myself. Okay, like I'm not the same person if I get hungry. So like having that knowledge from you, I think that's the huge difference.
Yeah, I love to eat. I love food. I love trying all different kinds of foods. So I do agree with you. A lot of us think we need to starve ourselves or eat low calorie, but it doesn't have to be that way, and that's why it's not working for you right now. So learning how to eat for your body, learning what to eat for your body, that truly is the game changer, and that will help you to feel so much better and to get your hormones balanced.
That's is amazing because with like women over 40 like myself, we find that like we are struggling with the effect of menopause. And then a lot
Mhm.
of people don't understand it is half of them is coming from our diet and what we are putting inside our body. So
Mhm.
once we actually fix one thing, it's like a Lego. If you take out the big pieces that is causing the block, it actually all the rest just crumble and it makes your day easier and easier every single day. You don't have to suffer alone. You don't have to feel like that you're crazy. They are experts here that can help you to feel a lot better about yourself.
Yes, I agree. I think we are talking more about this, about hormones and perimenopause, which we haven't in the past. So, thank you, Martha, for bringing everyone together to talk about this. But I still think that us as women, we think that this is normal for us to have these issues and symptoms, and we just have to deal with it. And I'm here to tell you that just because it's common does not mean that it's normal, and you do not have to deal with this. Since I learned how to balance my food, and now that I'm eating more food, I don't have any of those symptoms anymore, and I had all of those symptoms before.
Mm.
So you don't have to do this. All of my clients say symptoms go away within a couple of months. So yeah, once you learn how to eat for your body and how to feel your best, that's truly when you can live your best life because you feel good.
Definitely, because I think that like to be honest, a lot of us are lazy, are scared, and are looking for what we call a magic pill, a magic pill, a magic supplement that will fix everything because we just don't know how to take care of our body. And if we can do it from the root cause, like I said before, that Lego that was blocked, as soon as you crack that one down, everything else will come back into place onto it.
Yeah, and I don't think people are necessarily lazy. What I think happens is there's so much information. And
Mm.
like you said, it's too hard, right? Like
Mm.
the diet is too hard, the exercise is too hard, it's all too much work.
Mm.
And so then I think people just don't do anything
Mm.
because they don't know what to do. They don't want it to be too hard, but yet there's so much information, they don't know what's for them and what's not for them. So I think, a confused mind does nothing. I think
Mm.
that's what most people are doing. They're just choosing to do nothing because they're kind of confused as to what they should be doing. So I
Yeah.
break down all that confusion. So
Mm.
yeah.
That's what we need. That's what we need. So anyone who needs to actually contact Lisa, I have put down her information and contact and her courses for what she's actually offering into our show note. So anyone that who like to reach out to her, even just for a quick chat to see if you guys are aligned, feel free to do that. You can contact Lisa. Lisa is lovely. Thank you once again for joining us today on Knowledge is Power. I do believe that by empowering women with the knowledge they need, they can become self-efficient to overcome all the challenges that they face. Thank you for being one of our special guests today.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us again on the Knowledge is Power. I look forward to seeing you next time.